Trinity Sports Medicine, in its newly remodeled state-of-the-art facility, has a team of professionals that are committed to helping you move better, feel better, and live better. With services to keep you strong and in the game. A qualified staff of sports medicine physicians, a certified chiropractic sports physician, athletic trainers, physical therapists, and performance specialists. Trinity Sports Medicine has comprehensive care programs that are designed to keep you moving, improve your performance, and keep you on track for success.
Oh, that's awesome. Week 4.
That's right.
So what's it like being unemployed?
I am employed.
Oh, that's right.
I just get to go to bed at a decent hour now.
What does that mean? Like sleeping right now in your car?
Yeah, I can sleep anywhere.
And our mascot decided to try and scare you so we could put it on YouTube, and you just went,
You can't scare me.
Yes, master.
Yeah.
Yeah, our mascot. Hey, week 4. Seriously? Week 4?
Yeah, it's going fast. I can't believe it.
Fastest 10 weeks, say it every year, and it's true every year.
Just goes right by.
Just
all that anticipation for it to just poof.
Yeah. Dawn. We have 7 games on tap. Madonna's on a bye this week.
Yep.
And as much as I hate the West Virginia byes, I still think it's the dumbest thing in the world. But for them, it came at a good time. Get a couple kids nicked. Yeah. Come off of just to throw a beat down to Wilmington Central 42-7. They just played really good football.
Yeah.
And but they have a bye this week, and they get ready for homecoming following week, I believe it is. So we got Big Red of Brook. The Battle of the Bridge? I think that's what it's called.
I think that's what they call it.
Yeah, look, Brook played well last week for half against University. You know, number 6 team in the state. They have, as we talked about, a lot of young kids. Big Red was into a shootout that we had no idea was coming.
Yeah.
I mean, who knew anything about Canada Prep except
they're from Canada.
Yeah, except they're from Canada, and it's not the same Canada team that we're used to.
Yeah.
I mean, they put up a fight. They have a quarterback that was really good.
It's Mathletes.
Yeah, and 43-38.
I think Canada Prep or whatever, I'm still not sure what that team is called, but they apparently have some D1 athletes up that way. They're kind of catered to the football. Their football program was a lot better than we expected. But Big Red, you know what? You got to give them credit. They might have been a little bit surprised by it, but they handled it, took care of business, and got the win. Brook is improving. I don't think they've improved. I don't think they've improved enough to get Big Red, but they're a team that's young and they're getting better, and Big Red better be on guard if they're looking ahead. Brook has some young talent that could catch
Big Red does have Mathison next week, so this could be a look ahead, but they're not, they've been preaching it all week.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a local rivalry right across the bridge. They're focused on Brook, but I just don't think Brook's got enough horses to run with Big Red this week.
Yeah, not yet. At Indian Creek, Kettlewell, Buckeye Local comes in and plays Indian Creek. Buckeye Local can't stop the run, and Indian Creek doesn't throw the ball. We're back to ground and pound, Andrew Connor, and I don't see anything changing for Buckeye Local this week.
This is a terrible matchup for Buckeye Local. They can't stop the run. Indian Creek puts the ball down your throat. Yeah. Blake Rohr is a monster. He's got near 500 yards in 3 games. He's been basically unstoppable. Their defense gave up 2 drives. Somebody even said it to me online, but they gave up 14 to Oak Glen. Oak Glen has hit a big play in every game.
And Micah Swiger's good.
And Micah Swiger has a ton of speed. He's a playmaker.
Exactly.
But the rest of that game, Indian Creek gave up 5 yards in the first half to Oak Glen and negative 21 in the fourth quarter when that game became real again. This defense is very, very good, and Buckeye Local's offense is not very, very good.
No, not right now.
So this is just a horrible matchup for Buckeye.
It's just not a good matchup for Buckeye at all.
No.
Not at all. Another not good matchup is John Marshall going to Oak Glen, because we saw what Indian Creek's running game did to Oak Glen last week, and although they bottled it up a little bit here, a little bit there, it's still not total. Yeah. And then JM has the Hardesty kid who ran for 5 touchdowns last week against Buckeye, and they're going to give him the ball 30, 35 times a game. And
Hardesty's a heck of a player, and but I got to give Oak Glen credit. First off, their defense played about as well as it could have, considering. because except for those 2 drives where they scored, they were literally no first downs. There was 3 and out, and the defense was back on the field, 3 and out, back on the field. Their defense fought as long as they could to keep that team in that game. And then at halftime, even when it looked like Creek had control of that game and they were obviously the better team, they came out and they tied that game back up. Oak Glen is a team with a lot of fight. They can hit a big play. They just don't have the consistency that's needed to win games.
You got a sophomore quarterback back there that this is new to him.
Yeah.
And it's just going to take time. Hey, how's the mascot look anyway?
He's not allowed to make eye contact with us.
Oh. Yeah. He still dresses terribly, but that's how teenage boys dress.
But he's got pretty shoes.
Pink, size 16s. Yeah,
color.
Right here. The only part
but they're this big.
He's a mess. All right, 2 winless teams at Jimmy Carey. 0-3 Grafton, 0-3 Weir High. Someone's got to win.
Yeah.
Weir High is getting, rumor has it, they're getting all their injured players back. So Larch is back, and JoJo Rice is back, and Cameron Davis is back, and they're still not consistent offensively, obviously. When you've got a new system and you've got new this and new that, it's going to take a little bit of time to click. But when it does click offensively, they can do some really good things. They can do some really good things. Obviously, they got to stop the big quarters. I think Herald Central put 29 on them in the second 2 weeks ago. Edison put 13 and they scored 3 touchdowns in each quarter. If someone's got to win, obviously, and there's no reason why Weir High can't win. It's just going to be they're playing a bunch of kids against 3 Buckeye 8 teams.
Right.
They played a bunch of kids against 3 Buckeye 8 teams.
Yeah.
That's not the easiest way to start your season.
No, that's a rough way for them to start. But on the bright side, one of these teams is going to get to celebrate a win this week. I don't know who it's going to be. We've talked about it before. If Weir's healthy, they have some track athletes. They have those kids that can break big plays. They have speed out there, and speed kills. We've seen it enough times in football games on every level. So in a game like this, if Weir can get some of those kids out in space, there's no reason they can't put up some numbers and win this game.
I agree. And the other thing is, the good part about me being on the sidelines a lot, taking pictures, is I listen to what coaches say to kids. And I get to hear stuff that the people in the stands aren't even party to, and they're coaching up kids. I mean, they're coaching kids. They're teaching them the right things. I'm listening to what they say. They'll get it figured out eventually. They'll get it figured out. Now, an interesting one in Cadiz is 3-0 Union Local coming to 1-2 Harrison Central.
Yeah. That's a game. I'm actually interested in that game. That could be a slugfest.
It could be a slugfest.
Harrison's defense is fantastic. They don't have a lot of consistency on offense, though. Union Local is surprising some people. They've come out. They're not the spread it out, throw it that you remember of Union Local. This is going to be an interesting game. Harrison, in order to win this game, I think their defense is good enough to slow down Union Local.
I agree with that.
But they're going to have to find a way to put some more points on the board because Union Local, they're not going to completely stop Union Local, I don't believe.
Right.
So they're going to have to find a way to get a little bit of consistency in their offense.
See, there's one thing about Union Local in the past is when that spread them out, 5 wide, empty backfield, it's hard to game plan for them because they could run any play, anywhere, anytime. If it was 3rd and 99 at the 1, they could have run anything. And now, obviously, this UL team, a little bit more ground attack, a little bit easier. And Harrison Central's defense has been really good through 3 weeks. And even Kropka said they're better than even he expected at this early in the season. But I think Harrison's defense kind of gets it done. A really interesting matchup on Saturday afternoon at 12:30 at Nelson Field in Bel Air. Edison goes to Bel Air. Bel Air's coming off getting beat by Shadyside, where Shadyside rolled up more than 400 yards on the ground, I believe. And Bel Air just couldn't tackle the run. In week 1 against Catholic Central, they couldn't tackle the run. Week 2 against JM, they did a better job of tackling the run, but they also had a really good offensive game. Edison loves to run the ball. Yeah. You know, you got Ethan Shannon, Nolan Marcus, you got Storm Elise, you got Pasick. I mean, you've got some kids that can flat get things done. They have a nice passing game with Springer and Devin Tennant, and I think this is going to bode a ton of. I just think this is going to be really hard for Bel Air because Edison can run the ball, Edison can throw the ball, and Edison can play good defense.
I mean, the problem that you've seen with Bel Air is we know they can score points. When they get in these shootouts, we've seen them get in a shootout with Central and with Shadyside. Both times, those teams found a consistent running game, took over that game as it went on, and were able to pull away from them at the end of the game.
Right.
You have Ethan Shannon, who has been running like a horse so far this year. He's been fantastic. You know what Noah Marcus could do coming into the year. They're going to end up in another shootout, and I just feel like they're not going to be able to stop Ethan Shannon.
I agree with that.
Edison's going to be able to take over with the run, and as that game goes on, they're going to wear them out, and I just don't think Bel Air can stay with them.
Edison's a good ball club.
Yeah, they're a very good ball club.
And then Saturday night, it's Catholic Central's first home game of the year. They were on the road for 3 weeks, and not only on the road, like not at We're High on the road, on the road. You know, where you went to Bel Air, but then you went to Frontier, and then you went to Columbiana. Now they get rival Toronto. Toronto's playing a good. They're 2-1, 2 wins in a row, coming off a great road win at Fairport Harding, you know, and 34-14 win at Fairport Harding. Obviously, Central's got a little bit more gun, bullets in the gun than Toronto does. But this Toronto team is way better than people I think are giving them credit for.
Yeah.
But I just think Central, with the athletes they have, it's going to be hard sometimes for Toronto to take care of Perica and Murph and Fletch and DiCarlo and then Stone Romano. You know, I mean,
Khalil.
Khalil, and then that Colabella kid.
Yeah.
You know, throwing over 6,000 yards in his career. It's just, I think it's going to be tough for Toronto.
Well, this is a fun game because they've really developed a heck of a rivalry
Absolutely.
between the two schools. It's fun. The kids get really up for it to play each other. We saw it the last 3 years. 2 of them have been pretty much underdogs, ended up winning it. Central won their only game against Toronto that 2 year or 3 years ago.
Right.
And then the next year, Central should have won. They jumped out 2 touchdowns, and then all of a sudden, Big Aaron Thompson runs for 125, I think it was.
Yeah.
But then last year, Central was able to spread it out, use those weapons. I kind of see it going that way again. Toronto's defense has been a lot more physical this year. They're tackling better. But much like what Columbiana's coach said, if you don't get the Colabella, you can't cover them. And I don't think Toronto's going to be able to cover all those weapons if they're not able to consistently get to Brenton.
But Columbiana got the
early on.
I agree with that.
And then after, when they started getting him a little more time, he started getting those passes off. You can't cover everybody, unfortunately, because usually they're going to have a good matchup on you because so many of them are talented with the ball and can catch the ball. So, but like I said, Toronto has weapons of their own. This is a team.
You got Blaze. Nate
Blaze
Stewart,
is a dual threat back there. Ches Glenn hits big plays, and actually he can run and catch the ball. He's been doing both. Yeah, Charles Ross III, Chance Casella has shown, Nate Stewart. I mean,
Derek
it's
Lawrence,
a team that these guys can make plays.
Absolutely, they can. This
has the potential to be a fun game. And anyway, just the fact that the rivalry is there, it's going to be an interesting matchup.
It's going to be. And how's this for Toronto? Through 4 weeks, 2 of the teams they played, Week 1, Wellsville, and now Week 4, Steubenville Catholic Central, those 2 teams are in the top 10 in the state in Division 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's that?
That's scheduling.
Yeah. A little bit different. I mean, Wellsville and Central complete opposite
they play
ends,
different
because Wellsville loves to run the ball. But it's going to be a good one Saturday night.
Definitely.
Really good one. And then We're High's homecoming is Friday night. So I just would love to see the Red Riders get a win.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'd love to see that happen.
Yep, it would be. How's the mascot?
He looks tired.
He's a 16-year-old boy. All 16-year-old boys always look tired. Yeah, he's never tired. Yeah, I get him up in the morning. I'm tired.
Everybody, we're talking about his son, not McElwain. He doesn't wake McElwain up in the morning.
No. Oh, well, my son does wake himself up now, so that's kind of a good thing.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he's responsible. Yeah,
we'll leave that one alone.
Yeah,
as he does his dance.
Yeah, we got to find. I'm not sure he knows how many syllables responsible is, but we'll see. Oh, 3 responsible. Yeah, 4.
All righty.
See you next week.
Bye.
Blah, 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 blah. Fred Younce, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
blah 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 blah, and blah 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 blah. Mike Mathison, blah 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 blah.